General Love Tarot reading for the month of May 2016. My name is Kelly, and this is my channel is Moon Pie Tarot. Thank you for all the prescriptions. Please give me prescriptions. Thank you for all of the likes and subscriptions and all of your support. Again, this is a General Love Tarot reading for the month of May. Some of what you hear may resonate with you, some may not. Okay, if anything is not resonating with you in any way, you can look up your rising sign or your moon sign. You can listen to your Venus. If you are not sure what those signs will be, you can just go onto Google. You can download or you can put in your information, put in your time of birth, your place of birth, and it will give you the information that you need. Sometimes when we look up our rising sign, or if you're listening to this reading for someone else, if you know what their rising sign is, you can put all of that information, birth date, time of birth, place of birth, if you have it. And I think if you don't have the time of birth, I think they'll do like a general 12 a.m. It's not completely accurate, but it's pretty close. So I think that that'd be a good thing for you to do. Hopefully there aren't, I'm sorry if I'm keeping this too long, I'm trying to straighten out the cards here. Hopefully you are able to hear me. I've been having some video audio recording issues. So if there's any problem, or if you can't hear anything, just I find if you put your headphones on, it's a little bit better, but I have it up as loud as I can, so hopefully this will work out for you. Okay, Pisces, General Love Tarot reading for the month of May 2016. And I really pre-shuffled the cards already, so I don't really feel like I need to keep doing this. So let's get started. Okay, this one. So the Moon, Ten of Cups, the Tower, Ace of Cups, Two of Rods, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Queen of Rods, and the Ten of Rods. So we have a lot of cups in here. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Sorry if you can't. I try to get it as straight as I can for you. I'm going to turn it a little bit so you can see it better. Sorry. Okay, Pisces. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is usually represents some kind of somebody trying to get away with something. Some kind of trickery or deceit, or someone. Sword energy is Aries. Air signs. So it would be representative of Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And I'm not saying that there's a person of one of those signs that's trying to trick you, but the energy is more of a kind of like there's mental trickery going on. Someone is maybe there's some kind of a duping, or something. Someone is stealing something from you, or it's you who's trying to get away with something. And feeling confident about it. Either you are, or the person that's doing this to you, if there's someone doing this to you, or some kind of situation in your life where there's some kind of, like I said, some kind of trickery. So something to keep your eye on for the month of May. I'm not saying you should walk around paranoid, but keep your eyes open. There could be some kind of situation that's occurring for this month where could be in business dealings, it could be in some kind of, it could be in relationships, and since this is a love reading, I'm going to lean more towards that. So for the month, keep your eyes open when it comes to that. Okay, so let me have a look and see what we have here. So we have the moon. I see you here as, this is you, the Queen of Rods. I see you being very enlightened for this month, being very strong, creative, being very passionate, being very wise, very regal, man or woman, doesn't have to be just one. But I see you being very, paying attention, being very intuitive, I guess I want to say, being very fiery, having everything together for yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what's going on with you. So that's you coming across to me. But we have in the center of the reading, we have the moon. And the moon is some type of energy that is a very emotional month. I think at some point you were trying to make a decision in the recent past about a situation. Could be in love because it's next to the Ace of Cups. And it's funny, the Ace of Cups next to the Tower. The Tower usually represents, there's kind of like something had happened recently that just changed your whole life. Like just changed your world. Something happened that left you feeling very guarded. Something within love. When we have the Ace of Cups in a reading, it's just a true blessing of love. Maybe you were making a decision about a partner, someone that you wanted to be with, or maybe someone was making a decision about you. And there were a lot of unknowns that were happening. It was a very emotional decision that you were needing to make, and I think the decision got made for you, because with the Tower coming in, it just kind of was just something like lightning struck out of nowhere, that kind of energy. And with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like maybe you were scrambling in a way to keep yourself above water. Maybe you were putting some money away, or maybe somebody, and with this trickery thing going on here with the theme, I feel like somebody tried to dupe you in love, or maybe tried to steal from you. I don't know if you had a man or a woman that was in your life that was maybe kind of someone who was extremely materialistic, or someone that was trying to take advantage of you. Sometimes, professing love, but really just wanting money, that kind of thing. There's a possibility that could have happened. Give me 1 second. I just want to see something. Someone could have tried to take something from you, and you were holding on, very guarded, because you weren't trusting them. And your heart, though, was very much in love with this person. And with the moon, there were things unknown about them, and things that you were feeling very much like you knew. It's almost as like Pisces people are very intuitive, so you may have experienced, you may have kind of known what was going on, or things started to come to light for you, and you just were like, oh, wait a minute, I need to protect myself. It could have also just be you feeling fearful. There's also a possibility for those of you who were dating, perhaps you were deciding. I don't see like energies of two different people, but it's possible that you could have been deciding between two people, but really just deciding about love and who you wanted to be with. And you could have maybe not made the decision and fear took over and left you feeling very, what's the word, unsure and not feeling very, it's hard to say, not feeling, not that you weren't trusting, but just feeling so emotionally drained that you just couldn't decide if you wanted to have love, if you wanted to pursue this relationship with love, and something happened where, you know, it just kind of, somebody made the decision for you, okay? I don't know if you felt like you couldn't trust this person because of the Seven of Swords. It's possible that they could not be trustworthy. But whatever came out of that, we have the Ten of Cups, where you felt like at some point, no matter what's happening, you're going to be okay. No matter what, you know, if you are feeling like you're in a fearful situation, or your emotions are scaring you, or maybe you really fell in love with someone but you couldn't decide, you were afraid to commit, or you were fearful of trying to move forward with that, you could have just put an end to it and just hold up. But I think at some point that you are going to come out of this, and I think you're going to find somewhere within you to gain fulfillment within yourself. I feel like that's something that you will be doing for the month of May. Now we have the Eight of Cups over here, and the Eight of Cups is directly below the Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups is kind of like a heartbreak card, a little bit of a walking away from a situation. So I feel like for the month of May, you are a little too fearful to get in this relationship with a particular person, because maybe you feel like you can't trust them, or you don't trust yourself for some reason. But there is, with the Ace of Cups here, this is a blessing of love. I think that this Seven of Swords showing up in this reading is really more about you feeling fearful that you can't trust someone. I don't think it is this person that you are with. I feel like you can trust them. I think these are more about your own personal fears. And I think that with the Ten of Cups here next to the Moon, you're going to realize that. We have these cards being a little similar. We've got the Moon here, and then we've got the sunlight. And the Moon is just like dark but illuminating things that aren't usually seen, or things that are a bit hidden. And with the Ten of Cups coming together, the card right after the Ten of Cups is the Ace of Cups. So I feel like at some point in the past you couldn't decide, because based on your fear of love or fear of commitment. And with the Ace of Cups here it's showing that there is great love here for you. There is great love. Whoever the person is that's in your life, with the Seven of Swords, and it could be an air sign, they could come across to you as maybe you feel as if you can't trust them, because not that they're a bad person, but you could be viewing them as being someone that you can't trust. And I don't think that that's going to last, because I think that with the Ten of Cups coming here, Ten of Cups is the card below the Ace of Cups. This is more like a blessing, and this is telling me to tell you that this person is someone for you. And I don't think you know, even though you will kind of put an end to it because of your fear, I feel like you're going to maybe turn that around, in a sense, with the Eight of Cups here, that maybe there was somebody else that you were fearful of. See, the Eight of Cups can be kind of, it looks like a very sad card, and when you look at it you would think that there's like three people involved in like a triangle. And sometimes when I look at that card, that's what I think, but I also try to remember that the Eight of Cups, even in the Rider-Waite deck, doesn't have, it's just one person, kind of walking away. from a relationship. And I feel like in this, with this card, I feel like you're walking away from your fears, because it's right under the Four of Pentacles. And I feel like for this month that you're going to let go of your fears, because cup cards represent emotion, okay, and cups being filled and having abundance and things like that. But because we have the moon, and the moon can be about fears and the unknown, and with the Four of Pentacles feeling guarded, I feel like because they're in relation to each other, that it's going to be you walking away from your fears and opening up in the sunlight and letting yourself feel strong. And you know, the Queen of Rods is a fire sign, so it's either Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And those three particular signs are very fiery energy. They have a lot of confidence. They're very sure of themselves. And I feel like this is you here walking away from your fear of emotion and heading into being a little more like the Queen of Rods, and where you're feeling confident within yourself. Now, next to that, we have the Ten of Rods. Okay, and the Ten of Rods clearly, just even when you look at this card, it's a little bit scary. The Ten of Rods could be, when you look at this card, what I want to say is, you can see that he seems very fearful of something that was happening, or fearing these dark clouds, or feeling I'm going to say if you get into a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, and this is for those of you who are in a relationship, even though you're letting go of your fears, I think you need to pay attention to what is going on with your partner, because for some reason you do have a fear of them duping you in some way. And even though you're going to let go of your fears, I do think that you do need to address and ask yourself why you are feeling that way. Okay? And maybe that really is what this reading is about, because you want to be loving and fulfilled with your partner, but for some reason, perhaps it was something that they did, or something that they said, or something that you saw that caused you to maybe go back in your shell, or caused you to just feel very emotional and fearful. And I think that even though you're going to letting go, putting these fears away, and not hibernating and not internalizing these things, I think it's important that these issues, whatever it is, that you need to examine it. And for the month of May, it's something that you're going to be doing. You can't pretend that there are no problems, whatever problems there may be. And I find to be that to be very significant for you for this month. The love is there, and I don't feel like it's definitely going to be a blessing. I feel if you calm yourself, let go of your fear. I mean, you may just be fearing that you don't want to find out the truth, but I don't really think that something was going on. I think you need to examine what's going on within you and why you're feeling that way with your partner. Because like I said, with the Seven of Swords, this is a card of someone, maybe trying to take something away from you. Maybe they were trying to take your heart and you're scared about getting involved. I mean, that also could be a scenario. For those of you who are single and looking for love, it is a very loving month, and I feel like with the Queen of Rods, if this isn't you, this is somebody coming in who can be of a fire sign. Again, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I feel like in the recent past, it's kind of the same message that, you were undecided about if you wanted to get involved, because you have a lot of fears and things within you. But I feel like if this is someone, which this could be somebody coming in for the month of May, that's bringing you love. And I feel like the Tower coming in is just going to kind of shake the ground for you and really just say, you know what? You need to let go of your fears. You need to let this person in. Open yourself up. Be the Queen of Rods. Be the Ten of Cups. Okay? Be that person that is fulfilling and loving and adoring, and let go of your fear, perhaps about getting into a relationship or being committed. Let go of those fears. Open yourself up. That really is how I feel about, or at least the message that I'm getting here. Walk away from, come out of your shell, Pisces. Walk away from your feeling of inadequacy, or people don't really care. If you're feeling that way, if you're single, walk away from any idea you may think you have of how a relationship should be. Walk away from, when you meet someone, if you don't feel like this person is meeting your needs for what you want, it doesn't mean that they are not offering to give you their love. Okay? So walk away from any preconceived ideas or notions that how you feel a relationship could be. Okay? And to make the decision to let go. Make the decision to not be so guarded. Open yourself up a little bit more. I know Pisces people can be very guarded with their emotions and tend to keep things within, and that's really a general water sign trait. They kind of like come out. This is a tall order for Pisces to come out like the Queen of Rods if this is you. But I know it's a lot to ask for you to open up some, but I feel it's very important for you to do that in order to have this person come into your life. And you're going to have, you're going to have moments where you're going to feel fearful again, because, like a little fish in water, they come up to the top and then they swim back down underneath, and they come back up and they swim back down. They just, they prefer, fish belong in the water, and that's completely understandable. But I feel like you're going to have those moments back and forth. I want to get a little more clarity on the Ten of Rods, actually, because it's like really such a great reading, and then bam, we have this, re-examining things, this feeling of feeling fearful again, which could be exactly what I just described, but it also could just be, you going through the ups and downs of, you could meet this person when they come in, and they could just be like so vibrant and so full of energy and so completely opposite of the way you are, and that could have you feeling a little fearful of them and wondering if they're playing some kind of a trick on you, or if they're being truthful and honest with you, so there's also that possibility for the reason of the Ten of Rods. Okay. So we have the King of Swords. I'm going to pull another one. And Three of Pentacles. All right, so basically, yeah, you are definitely with this Ten of Rods. You're feeling, you're definitely calculating. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Let your emotions out. Let them be free. Put things in order in your life. Get yourself on solid ground for a little bit. Okay, Pisces, I know you're in the water. I know that's where you want to be. But, there are some fish that have legs, I think, right? Or do they have wings? I'm like, I can't believe I just said that. So if I made a fool out of myself, thank you very much. So it's okay. Take your time with getting to know this person, but don't keep yourself hidden so much. Don't sit here and just calculate every single move and wondering if they're trustworthy or not. Be the Ten of Cups. Be the energy where you put yourself in the light. I feel like when you put yourself in the light, you will have, because look, the Ten of Cups is a water sign, okay? Even though she is standing on solid ground here, there's water all around her. Well, those are mountains, but there's water. There's the blue and all the cups. You know, put that water energy, that emotional energy you have into filling your cups. Let the light shine on you. Get yourself out there. Put things in order. Put things in perspective. Don't let your emotions run you, because your emotions, if we let our emotions run us, we will be up and down, up and down, up and down. Use a little bit of logic. All right, and the Three of Pentacles is very, it's like an earthy sign. And it's telling you for this month that when this person comes in, don't be fearful. Don't be paranoid. Okay, learn to trust. Let go of the emotions that your fears, your emotional fears, and open yourself up. Open yourself up to them, which is the Ten of Cups. So that's generally the message that I'm getting. And for those of you that are in relationships or exclusive or married, it's the same thing. I don't know if you've had trouble in your past. I can't remember the reading for Pisces for last month, but whatever, if there was trouble last month and you feel like you need to decide what to do about it, you still love your partner, the love is still there, okay? And your partner could also be a fire sign, or someone with those similar qualities of energetic passion. You may have been feeling like, you know, it could be something as simple as, you know, maybe they've been telling little white lies, or, you know, maybe they've been hiding things, or you've been hiding things. Whatever it is, there's going to be like with this Tower coming in for the month, there's going to be like a flash, you know, and it's just going to change everything really quick. And I feel like it's going to get better, because we have the Ace of Cups here and the Ten of Cups, and I feel like you will let go of your fears, and you will probably, hopefully, at least examine yourself and find out, you know, where it's stemming from, or at least that's the advice for you for the month, is to find out where these fears are stemming from, and open yourself up to your partner. Not be fearful of them. I don't really, like I said, I don't feel like they are actually, that they've done something. I just feel like it's your fear, or maybe something happened in the past and you feel like they're doing it again. You know, if you had some trust broken in the past with them recently, or in the distant past, you could be confused or feeling like they're doing something again. And you could just be overly sensitive now from something that happened, you know, like say they stole money from you and didn't tell you, or they did something and they didn't tell you and you found out. Now if they do a similar situation, like say, you know, if they cheated on you, let's say, if they cheated and you decided to work through it and trust them again, and then now they have, there's a new person in work who's male or female, and they're becoming friendly, but you could just be hypersensitive to that now and just feeling as if, it's going to happen again. You have a lot of fear about that, and I feel like you need to let that go, okay? Because that, if you don't examine that within yourself, or maybe seek some counseling or something, that will destroy it. Because in the trust, you have to figure out how you're going to trust. And with the Seven of Swords being upright, I know it's going to be difficult, but I feel that the love is there, and I feel that with the Ten of Cups that this is going to happen for you. I don't want you to sit and count their every step and watch their every single move and sit and calculate every single thing that they're doing, looking for discrepancies. You cannot do that, and you'll be tempted to do that here because you'll want to put things in place. But I feel like with the Three of Pentacles, this is more of like putting things in their proper order, in their proper place. Okay, not letting your emotions run your and over exaggerating things, you know, having with the King of Swords, you need to have a logical thought process, not emotional thought processes, you know, because our emotions, they come and go, but you need to think clearly. Okay? Not too bad of a reading. It's really not that bad. It's pretty good, but like I said, I really feel like it's up to you to get a hold of your. It's really about a lot of fears in the unknown for you this month, but I feel like your partner really does love you. With the Ace of Cups here, that's an absolute blessing card. It's a beautiful card, and it's telling me that, you know, this is more about what's happening with you, within you, and not necessarily another person. Okay, so I feel like that's it for the messages for the month of May. Again, subscribe to my channel if you like my readings, and any comments or feedback, positive or negative, is fine. I welcome it all, as long as nothing is too mean, because I don't think there's room for that. But say what you have to say. And thank you again for visiting, for all the subscribes and the likes and the shares. And I will see you in June. Okay? All right, thanks. Have a good May and a happy Mother's Day.